Hi guys, welcome to Randomly Random Reactions. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, is now the world's richest person, the world's richest man with a net worth of 343 billion US dollars. Today, we are reacting to stupidly expensive things Elon Musk owns. Let's get into it.
This is Elon Musk's $300 million jet collection, and it's got features you couldn't even imagine. But I'm also going to show you how he spends $216 million on his kids, his $80 million neighborhood, his car collection, and so much more. But first, let's start with his shoes, which are so rare. He almost faced 6 months in prison for them, because in 2019, he revealed the Tesla Model Y at the Tesla Design Center in California. But he can't be releasing the best car in history looking like this. He had to wear something so controversial, it's literally illegal in California. Custom one-of-one Air Jordan Tesla shoes. It's made of materials like pony hair, red metallic leather, and python leather. But in California, wearing anything from a python is illegal and can land you up to 6 months in jail. But Elon's not trying to risk another lawsuit, so he hasn't been seen wearing them since. Those shoes only costed $1,500 though, which is nothing compared to what he plans to wear on Mars. Because in space, time works a little differently, and he had to make sure his wrist game.
Okay, so I think that a 1,500 sneaker is not stupidly expensive for someone like Elon Musk. Am I being crazy? I was expecting something like 20,000 bands or something like that, you know. But 1,500, I think I've heard of more celebrities spending even more on shoes. I always watch this sneaker collection thing that celebrities go on. I think it's filmed in the UK. And I see many celebrities spend more than this on sneakers. So I don't think that this is outrageous in any way for someone of Elon Musk capacity, you know? Let's continue.
Was on point, so he called up Tag Heuer to make him something special, and that's exactly what they gave him. This is the limited edition Carrera 1887 SpaceX, and it was released on the 50th anniversary of the first ever Swiss watch worn in space. But you can buy that watch yourself for $10K. So while Elon's on Earth, he knew he had to step it up. So not only did he buy an Audemars Piguet for 50 grand, he also bought a Richard Mille for $200,000. Now, that's crazy, but his car collection is out of this world. No, literally.
So, personally, I am not really into watches, especially watches that only tell the time. I would prefer a watch that is multi-purpose or multi-dimensional. That is a watch that could help you lose weight, a watch that could help you read messages, things like that. This watch seems like an analog wristwatch that only tells the time. I am personally not into watches, and I think that the average man I see today doesn't wear a watch. Come to think of it, I don't know a lot of people that wear watches. Unless a watch is some sort of investment, I don't see myself getting a wristwatch because now, there are so many things that tell the time. Your phone can tell the time, your laptop can tell the time, your iPad can tell the time, and it is more digitalized. I recently learned that even schools have stopped teaching how to read times, like how to read a clock. And so most of Gen Z don't even know how to. So I am in the last batch of millennials. I was born in 1996. And when we were growing up, we learned how to read the time, like what hand of the clock reads the seconds, the minutes, the hour, all those things. But I think that is a lost art or in the educational system. But I feel like with this new age of technology, digital watches have taken over. You just read it and it tells you the time. You don't have to look at where the watch's hand is and all of those things, or where the clock's hand is and all of that. So, yeah, will I spend 10,000 US dollars or 20,000 US dollars on a watch? Maybe for someone I love. And if it's an investment, like if it's like a Birkin bag, because I know some people buy Birkin bags because the value appreciates, I think. So if it's an investment, if it's a great investment, something that I can see appreciating in value over time, probably. Yeah, but good for Elon though. Good for him.
He put his personal $100,000 Tesla Roadster on a rocket that he made and sent it into space. Who does that? He even live streamed the whole event, and you can track where it is in space right now. And since he's never getting that one back, he just bought another one. But Elon doesn't just own Teslas, because since he's made the first mass-produced electric car, it's only right he owns the first mass-produced gas car too, the 1920 Ford Model T. That car barely works and it cost him $25K. But did you know his dream car was also a gas car? When Elon was 17, he saw the Jaguar E-Type in a magazine and instantly fell in love.
The irony of someone who produces electric cars liking gas cars more. Gas cars being his favorite thing. That's really funny. Yeah. He sent a 100K car to space. Wow. I don't know the backstory of that. I don't know what purpose or why he sent that car to space. I may need to research more, read more about it. If it's for a reasonable is subjective though. If it's for a reasonable reason, okay, fine. Go Elon. But if it was just for the sake of just sending a car to space, I mean, that 100K could have paid a lot of student loans. Could have set up my parents for life, But good for Elon Musk, I guess. Let's continue.
At that point, though, Elon was broke like the rest of us, with only $2,000 to his name and $100,000 in debt. But once he made just enough, he copped it immediately. And believe it or not, that car barely works too.
And then the first car I bought, a 1967 Series 1 E-Type Jag, kept breaking down on me, caused me all sorts of trouble. In fact, it broke down on the way back from the dealer.
Now, $100K is a lot for a car that breaks down, but one of his most expensive cars almost cost him his life. Because after Elon made his first bag off PayPal, he leveled up and bought a $1 million McLaren F1. Until one day,
I didn't really know how to drive.
Buying a car for $1 million is insane. Insane. Especially knowing that cars depreciate in value over time, I think it's insane. But who am I? Maybe if I had the money, or when I have the money, I might also spend. I don't see that for myself though, But that is insane. I mean, this is money that some people never even see in their whole lifetime, regardless of how long they work and how many jobs they have,
McLaren. So I floored it and did a lane change and started spinning. I remember seeing the cars coming towards me while I was going backwards. And then we hit an embankment, which tossed the car into the air like a discus. And we blew the suspension out. All the glass and the wheels and everything was shredded. And there was massive body damage in the front and rear.
Elon needed a new car.
I hope he had insurance on that car. Yes.
Except he wanted something that was even crazier. So we decided he had to buy a car that could literally turn into a submarine. Yeah, this car from James Bond actually works. And after a couple found it in an abandoned storage unit, Elon swapped it up for $1 million, bringing his total car collection to be worth over $2.8 million. But where the hell is he going to store all these cars, though? Well, maybe in the entire neighborhood he bought, full of mansions in Bel Air. At first, he just bought one house.
He bought an entire neighborhood? Okay, he has a lot of kids, I mean, that might be a great investment. That might be worth the investment, buying a whole neighborhood. Because I think he has over 9 kids now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or maybe I am confusing him for Nick Cannon. Buying a whole... I've heard of celebrities that sort of buy 3 houses in a row, like maybe they buy this house and then they buy the house next to it and all of that. But I think this is actually a good investment. I don't know how fair it is in terms of buying a whole neighborhood when other people might be looking for land to buy to also raise their families, I wonder what he uses the property for. Maybe we'll find out. Let's watch. I'm not actually mad at this at all. I'm not mad at this at all. Wow. It's actually inspiring to buy a whole neighborhood. That's giving me some ideas for when I come into money. Amen?
It's like any average person, except that it was worth 17 mil. This mansion's got 7 bedrooms, a gym, a spa.
Wait, I feel like that is cheap for a whole neighborhood. Oh, just the house is 70 million. Yeah, because I was expecting something like, $500 million to get a whole neighborhood in the US, depending on the acres and all of that. But if the 17 million is just for his house there, I get it. 17 million, wow.
A tennis court? This place even has its own movie theater. Wait, even Elon subscribed, and this is only our first video. So why aren't you? Subscribe. And he liked the place so much, he decided to get 6 more of them. Bro's really got 7 houses with gyms, and still looks like Peter Griffin. And all those mansions are pretty much the same, except for one. Because Elon straight up bought Willy Wonka's house, which looks normal on the outside. But it's
with celebrities that have houses that have like tennis courts, gyms, home theaters and all that, I'm not mad at it if they actually use those spaces, it is their homes. Regardless, I don't think anybody cares about my opinion in terms of what they do with their money. But I think that when you're buying a house, it will be more reasonable to buy a house that suits your lifestyle in terms of, having rooms that you actually use, so that the house doesn't just become a house or a building you live in. It can actually be a home, whether you are living there alone or with your family. It's actually a home, because I'm sure most of these celebrities that have tennis courts and all of that don't even use them. You get me? So even as we see here, he has 7 homes. All of them have gyms, and it looks like he doesn't gym. Probably, maybe. Personally, I sing. So one thing I envision having in my home is a home studio. All my homes are going to have home studios. But yeah, it's their money. Hey. I'm not stressing on anyone.
got some weird stuff on the inside. Don't you have Gene Wilder's house?
It's a real quirky house, yeah. All the cabinets are like odd shapes. There's like doors to nowhere and corridors and tunnels and odd paintings on the wall.
But Elon wasn't trying to live in that creepy...
People may not understand this purchase, but I do understand, because a house like this will always appreciate in value because of who owned it, you know. I don't think he necessarily bought the house to be there or sleep there, but I think this was a great investment, a great investment to move, yeah. Because this is the sort of place you can turn into a museum, you can turn into a showcase, you know, you can turn into a haunted house people visit and people pay to visit, you know, things like that too. Yeah.
His house, so obviously he turned it into a school for his kids.
Let's look at the physics and economics.
Oh, he turned it into a school
I'm not
for
going to
his
question one
kids.
of the richest men in the world,
Wow.
because he's the one who can afford an $80 million neighborhood. All that Tesla money must be nice. So you know the boy to get a diamond Tesla ring to celebrate. And Elon usually isn't one to flex diamonds, but since it was gifted by Ben Baller, he let it slide. He has bought one piece of jewelry.
Oh, so this was gifted to him. You know, yeah, Elon Musk doesn't really seem flashy to me. I think he's one of those billionaires that you might see walking by, and if you don't browse the internet or watch telly, you might never know who he is. I'm sure Elon travels to some countries and a lot of people don't know who he is, honestly. He doesn't come off as flashy. He's like Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook founder. Yeah, I think that for a billionaire, he tones it down. So, I mean, yeah, I don't blame him for spending outrageously when he does spend. I mean, it's his money.
Though, except it wasn't for himself. Straight from his father's emerald mine, he gifted this green emerald on a 14-karat gold necklace to his college girlfriend. And after they broke up, he probably wasn't hurt like I'd be after spending $50K.
I wonder if she still has it or has auctioned it, because I'm sure that piece is worth millions now. He gave that to his college girlfriend, and I'm sure they are not together anymore. I wonder if she's keeping that, handing it over to your children. That alone can make her a millionaire. I'm sure she is also successful in her own right. Of course, I don't know her. Her name wasn't mentioned. After this, I would like to research more on her or just find out who she is. But yeah, imagine dating Elon Musk in college. Oh. May I meet my Elon Musk? Oh, I need to meet my Elon Musk, because that is the life I want.
But his second wife got millions. Because once Elon found out how much girls care about rings, he splashed on 3 different engagement rings for his new girl. The first ring he bought was 100 bands. But since Elon was making hundreds of millions, she roasted him for being cheap. So to make up for it, he bought her a ring worth 300.
Yeah, I was about to say, of course, 100K for a ring for any normal person, average person, is insane. Insane. But when I saw that her first watch was 100K, I was up to say, I don't think that is, that is anything to Elon Musk, because a day, this man makes 1,000 times, 1,000 times of 100K, So I do understand his girlfriend. She didn't feel like this was an expense to him, but wow. She can give me that ring and I will just comfortably wear it, and now she has a 300K watch.
1,000, and to her surprise,
Sorry, a 300K ring.
It's only the ring for everyday use. He also bought her a ring for special occasions, which had 10 sapphires and a diamond so big it cost him $1 million, bringing the total he spent on jewelry.
Imagine having 3 engagement rings. 1 just because, 2 for everyday wear, and the 3rd one for special occasions. Like what? I honestly think it's not necessary, but it shows the value he places on her. And so, hey, if they were in love, go them.
To 1.5 million. Clearly Elon didn't give a fuck about spending that bag either, because he divorced her 2 years later and slid her 16 mil for the trouble. But what if I told you he's spending way more on his kids? The average parent spends about 300K total on their kid, but Elon's kids definitely aren't average. They go to private school and fly in his private jet for vacations, which racks up to about 1 million per year. So this man is at least spending 24 million on just 1 kid. But dude has 9 kids, making his total check around 216 million. Now that's expensive, but he probably doesn't care when he's buying multiple jets. Elon couldn't.
When it comes to the security of your children, education for your children, giving your children a holistic life, because for someone like Elon Musk, I would imagine that he wants his children to feel as normal as possible, to be children, Yeah, go all out, spend money, but to spend 24 million each on a child. I mean, these children have seen more money than my parents' parents ever saw in their lives. That's a blessing, honestly. Wow.
Dan just owning 1 jet. So of course, he bought 5 of them. His first jet cost him 26 mil. And it's got your typical recliner seats, dining room, and bedroom. But he bought this before he became a billionaire. So once he leveled up from M's to B's, he couldn't be seen flying around the same tiny jet as Taylor Swift. Nah, he saw billionaire
His walk has never changed. Did you realize that the transition from when he was younger to older, the walk was the same? That's just a side note I thought I should mention. He has 5 private jets, and he bought 1 before he was a billionaire. As for private jets, dear, look, my parents must sit in some. So I'm telling you guys now, My parents must sit in a private jet. So when I buy my private jet, don't come for me. Ooh.
Cuban owned a Gulfstream G550 and had to one-up him, so he copped 2 of them for $62 million each. But it wasn't long until a newer model came out, the G650, and the difference between them is insane. On the G650, there's one extra seat. That's it. That's the only difference.
What? You know, I was about to say, oh, maybe they did some software upgrades. It comes with more space. And then I just heard that it has one extra seat. So it's more like he's just competing with himself. Okay, so I bought this one. It was this amount. And then the latest one is in. And so let me go get that too. Wow. To have money. Let me tell you something. Let no one tell you that money is evil. It is the love of money that is evil. But money brings you peace. It takes away 99% of your worries. So get money, people. Get money.
Just like how you buy the new iPhone, that's the same as your old one. Billionaires do that, but with private jets. Except instead of paying $1,000, billionaires drop $75 million. And recently, Elon dropped another $75 mil on the newest Gulfstream, the G700. Can you guess what the difference between those are? I'll give you a hint. You know they keep making the iPhones a little bigger each year? Yep.
You know, when I see videos like this is what I know I deserve too. You know? I'm not mad at these people at all because, woo. I see myself there too, you know?
Pretty much just made the plane a little bit bigger. When you're worth over $200 billion though, spending $300 million on jets ain't a big deal. But Elon's biggest purchase might be the biggest flex ever. Because for normal people, when they don't like how an app works, they just uninstall it. But when you're Elon Musk, you just straight up buy it. Because when Twitter was censoring tons of people, Elon decided to take a little break from getting us to Mars to make sure we still got free speech. And even though Twitter was losing billions of dollars, he bought it anyway. I mean, imagine having so much money that you don't even care if you lose billions. Because he paid way more than he needed to. Literally for the memes.
That's the thing about having money. When you have money, you easily take more risk. You know. I think that most people that have money are not scared to lose it because they know they can also gain it as fast as they lost it. You know, they have that confidence. I think it's a mindset thing. And then it's just like when people say, once you get your first $100,000 then you don't see $1 million far from you. And once you get your $1 million, you know you can get $10 million, $3 million, $20 million, $100 million. You know it's possible. You're open to that possibility.
Favorite memes is 420. So he decided to buy all the shares of the company at $54.20. Dude must have been high when he greeted that deal. It's been estimated that he overpaid by $19 billion.
Yeah, when he bought Twitter, which is now X, I saw a lot of commentary about how it was a bad investment. I think I have to educate myself more on that, why people were saying that. But yeah.
Bringing the total to purchase this failing bird app to $44 billion. But it looks like Elon's trying to turn the app around. Because recently, Elon rebranded Twitter to X, and he said he's going to turn it into a super app. And if it's anything like China's WeChat, X could be worth upwards of $80 billion.
I believe Elon. I believe Elon can turn things around. I believe in him so much. I mean, he's one of those people that have that crazy mind-blowing mind that you wonder, like, wow, how do you think of these things? And that is admirable. Well, guys, these are some of the stupidly expensive things Elon Musk owns. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and do like and share this video. Until next time, bye.